Today on Around Town, the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival hosted a special event for young filmmakers. We'll take you to Shaker Square to learn more about Hollywood Kids. Then the 2020 Rock Hall nominees had been announced. Find out who could get inducted and how you can cast your vote. We'll be right back with more Around Town.
Until all our daughters are safe. Until all our children have families. Until all our families have homes. Until all our parents are cared for. We'll be here.
Welcome. This is Yvonne Pointer. I'm here at the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival, Hollywood Kids. You know, a few years ago, I talked to Donna Dabb, and I said, Donna, we need some films for kids that are filmed and created in Cleveland. And that's how Hollywood Kids was born. All of the films are featuring Cleveland's own. But talking about Cleveland's own, we have Lillian Piles with us. Hey, Lillian.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Good.
So you do a lot of things with movies and films, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Tell
Yes.
us something.
I'm a casting director here in Cleveland, and I'm with CSA, which is Casting Society of America. It's an elite group of casting directors all over the world who come together and cast films. I've been doing this for maybe about the last 15 years here in Cleveland, worked in New York, worked in LA, and just decided to come back. Right now I'm working on a feature film. We've just about finished with casting the principals, and now we're starting to look for extras. So all of you out there who are 18 and over who want to be an extra in a feature film, go to my website, lillianpiles.com, and register.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I can get a role. You think?
You can definitely get a role.
Hey, okay.
And you know what? And I'm the resident casting director for Karamu Theater, which is the oldest black theater in the world.
Wow, Karen, so you see what happens at the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival. You have got to get involved.
Film Festival, like you said, is in its 8th year and we're growing. And I come over here, Yvonne, and I see the theater bursting with people and energy, and it just warms my heart. So I thank you for having the idea, and even more, I thank you for executing the idea.
Well, but you know what? You have been the really driving force behind this. So how did it even start?
It started with an idea because I went to the Cleveland International Film Festival, which was a great event, and I wanted to see more films with people of color, and I wanted to see our community have the same experience. So it just started with that inspiration and the idea.
Well, I want to thank you for allowing Hollywood Kids to be a part of this, and we look forward to growing.
Yes, I look forward to you to growing too. And you know, I told you in the first place, we use 3 theaters. You're filling up 1. I think you can fill up 2 more too. So yeah.
You heard that on TV 20 with Donna Dabb.
Man, it's way too hot for this, and y'all starting to blow.
Never he leave us like that, man.
I got cute, and we gonna miss the concert. Some entertainers of double eyes and triple eyes. One minute they're here, the next minute they're there. They do so much that they're late. They can't get anything done.
So how did you feel being a part of G Cup?
It was really awesome. I got to meet a whole bunch of new people. And film, I feel, is really great. And I also got to work with a new brother of mine and my older sister.
So this was your first time in a film, correct?
Yes, it was.
How was that experience?
It was something new, something different. Never done it before, but I'm starting to I'm getting used to it.
Will you do it again?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, Simone, you're everywhere. Come up a little. So Simone, tell them, how did you feel being a part of this?
It was a great experience. I haven't been in that many film productions. I usually do live theater. So it was nice to switch up and meet the great cast and the wonderful crew.
Now, Simone, you've been in plays downtown, I believe, at the Palace or Playhouse?
Yes, I have.
What was the play?
I was in A Christmas Story the winter of 2017, and I played Helen.
So do you see what you get when you come to G-Cuff? You are surrounded by amazing, young, and talented individuals from the city of Cleveland.
As a parent, I feel that if you want to put your child into this industry, clear your schedule, period. And also get y'all a team of people. It ain't gonna work without a team of people.
I'm standing here right now with one of the most talented filmmakers in the city, Brother Kaleem. Hey!
How you doing, Miss Pointer? So good to see you. So good to see you.
Now you have a film in the G-Cuff this year, don't you?
Yeah. Glory be to God. I got a film with an amazing cast. Billy Mitchell, who's a singer in the city. Got my man Anthony Jackson, also Logan Johnson. It's a film called Beats. It's a film called Beats and About. It's about two siblings. They must come up with a sum of money by the end of the night, or come here. So Beats is about these two siblings. They must come up with a sum of money by the end of the night, or the legendary record store is going to get foreclosed. One of the people that show up in this film is this amazing person right
And who are you?
Logan.
there. And Logan, she plays a really sweet girl named Sade in the film. So if you all can jump up and pop up, we would love to see you all there. Thank you so much, G-Cuff.
All right.
Down here on Central, focus is essential. Better keep up, hope not too much for your mental.
Mr. Calhoun is your teacher, not your mother. Now eat all your eggs, and that includes the yellow. You too.
I like you. Nobody asked you, cousin. You're gonna die of high cholesterol.
We all gonna die from something.
How do you feel being a part of G-Cuff?
I'm elated to be a part of G-Cuff. I was extremely excited when you and Donna invited me in. Our segment, this is our second year for Hollywood Kids. I think it's growing. I think next year we're going to even do a better job, and we'll have hopefully more of you attending.
So you have written so many plays and you switched over into film. Was that transition, what was that transition like?
I primarily switched into film because as an African-American playwright, it's very difficult to get plays, to get theaters to do your films, because theaters, they want to make money. So it's very difficult for you to get your play produced at a theater. I was fortunate in 2015 that Karamu produced The Mighty Scarabs, which went on to be published and so forth. It's a very difficult process. The film process is a lot different, you know? You get your film crew together, you make your film, and then you just submit it to various contests, and whether or not you win or not. Now, we submitted our film Van's Ice Cold Lemonade last year, and that film won 8 awards. So, you know, that's what's really successful, and that's what makes me feel good about film, because other people are now recognizing my work.
The management team that supports you, what are some of their responsibilities? Can you share with us some of those roles?
I am standing here with the phenomenal playwright, Mr. Michael Fisher. Hi, Michael.
Dr. Pointer, thank you so very much for informing me of this wonderful event. The Hollywood Kids session was phenomenal.
Well, how do you like that? We're training up the next generation of actors and actresses.
Oh my God. The only thing that I regretted is that I didn't have enough time to ask more questions.
I hear they're having a pool party. You get to wear that skimpy bikini you want to. I can't. I have my big concert tonight. Right. If the world only knew the Raquel they love is really Jane McClain, undercover operative.
So Mia, how do you like being a part of G-Cup?
It's actually really amazing to be part of G-Cup. You have people from all over to come and watch films that you've been in, and you can really reach the masses without even knowing it. So it's cool.
So don't you see, when you come to G-Cup, you get to experience so much, and you just might run into an actress. Thank you.
Right back with more Around Town.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Welcome back to Around Town.
It's a really exciting class, full of a lot of different folks here who are on the nominee list for 2020. So these are all the artists. There's 16 of them who are going to be eligible, and you can get out there and vote for them. What I really like is all the diversity of sound, so many different styles, right? You've got artists on there like Notorious B.I.G., who was such an innovator in the area of hip hop. Whitney Houston, who was one of the biggest singers of the 1980s. What an incredible voice in rock and roll. Classic bands on there like the MC5 and the Doobie Brothers, a band that I really like a lot. You've got T-Rex and Thin Lizzy. You've got even more modern bands in there and synthesizer bands like Depeche Mode or some of the originators of electronic music, Kraftwerk. What I love is that excitement of the mix-up of all of it. And 2 heavy metal bands on the list this year with Judas Priest and Motorhead, which is exciting.
You know, there's some long-time acts that are long overdue, like MC5 and T-Rex.
And the Doobie Brothers, yeah.
First-time nominee, I think the only first-time nominee
is Notorious B.I.G., right?
So tell us about the eligibility process.
Yeah. So the only sort of hard and fast rule is that it must be 25 years since your very first release to be eligible to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Notorious B.I.G. falls in that category. The only other one similar is the Dave Matthews Band. This will be the second year they were eligible. Last year was the first. They didn't get the nod then, but they did this year. But you're right, there's bands on there like the Doobie Brothers, Thin Lizzy, T-Rex, have been eligible for a long time, but never nominated. So the process basically is that the nominating committee meets in New York once a year, and they look at every artist that's eligible, and they make a case for each one. And then usually it's somewhere between 15 and 20, this year it's 16, get on that final ballot. And it depends, it can change over time. I think that's one of the great things about it. I was thinking about the Doobie Brothers and the fact that they're finally on the ballot. Well, I think it has a lot to do with all the resurgence of yacht rock and people finding that love for 70s rock and 70s music. So then suddenly they're on the ballot this year. So it's a really great way that nobody's ever locked out. So it's not like if your favorite band didn't make it yet, they're not eligible. There's still a chance that in years to come, they might finally end up on the ballot.
sounded like you saw more women this year as well.
Exactly, that's right. And that's something that, of course, we know is something that there's an imbalance. There's not as many women inductees by far compared to men. And it's something you've heard a lot of great inductees the last couple years, particularly last year. Stevie Nicks and Janet Jackson both got up on stage and really made a call for more women to continue to be nominated and inducted. We've got 3 great ones this year with Whitney Houston, Pat Benatar, and then Chaka Khan with Rufus. So hopefully the fans will come out and vote for them, and hopefully the voters will come out and vote for them the next couple months as well.
Who actually gets to vote?
Yeah, that's a great question. The ballots go out to 1,000 different voters or thereabouts. And those are anybody that includes some music industry professionals, journalists, scholars. It also includes every living inductee. So I talked a moment ago about Janet Jackson getting inducted. She will get a ballot this year, and she'll be able to cast her vote. So the voting body is always changing, right? Because as new inductees come in each year, that's going to change up the makeup of who's voting. Now, the fan vote is also important because that gives a voice for the fans to be able to actually say who they're interested in. One of the things personally I think that's been really exciting the last couple years is I think for a long time people assumed, well, if the fans got to vote, it would look very different from who the voting body gets to vote for. And we've seen over the last couple years that's not really true. Usually within 1 or 2 artists, those top vote getters have been very similar. This year it's easier than ever for the fans to vote. All you have to do is go to Google and search Rock Hall Fan Vote, or you can even look for any of the names of any of the new nominees, and it'll pop up right there on your Google search. And if that doesn't work for you, you can always go to rockhall.com, and you can always look up the bios of each of the artists there to find out more information, and even register to get updates about who's getting inducted and when the tickets go on sale and everything like that.
There are a number of Rock Hall inductees that are from the state of Ohio, and 3 of the current nominees have a Cleveland connection.
The first is Pat Benatar, which again, I'm excited to see her on the list. What a great woman in rock and roll. But the other half of her songwriting team, Neil Giraldo, is actually from here in Cleveland, from the Cleveland Heights area. He was here a few years ago, in fact, and donated a drum machine that they used on some of the early Pat Benatar hits to the museum that's on exhibit downstairs. And then, of course, Nine Inch Nails, a band where Trent Reznor, even though he's from, closer to Pittsburgh, he was here in Cleveland in a lot of bands, and that very first album, Pretty Hate Machine, was recorded here in Cleveland. And then it's not really a Cleveland connection, it's a Philly guy with Todd Rundgren, but we have to mention what an incredible fan base Todd has here in Cleveland. I almost feel sometimes like, he belongs here in Cleveland. It'd be really great to think about the 3 of them possibly getting inducted this year, considering in May, on May 2nd, the induction ceremony will be here in Cleveland. We're looking forward to Induction Week in Cleveland that starts the week before. There'll be activities throughout the week to come into the museum and take part in. The induction ceremony is on May 2nd, so it'll be exciting. And again, at the historic Public Hall, this great historic venue where the Beatles played in 1964 when they first came, and Parliament Funkadelic played at over the years. So we're always excited to have it back in Cleveland. It'll be great to have a lot of fans coming in here and sharing their excitement. And like we said, I hope, that some of those Cleveland bands like Nine Inch Nails or Pat Benatar get inducted, because it's always cool to see the hometown crowd cheer for them, right? I will just say that all the time we've got activities and things going on. You can always check rockhall.com and go on the On Stage tab, which will let you know if we're going to have live music here the day you want to visit, or trivia contest, or some of our educational programs. It's not just the exhibits. There's always something happening here that you can come down. I know you have a lot in the past, and take part in some of the exciting things that happen. It's really a place to come to share your love of rock and roll, meet other people who are sharing that love and that passion for this music, and then learn a little bit maybe about some of the music and styles you didn't know. So check the website, look at some of those great things we've got going on, and come down and visit us and join us here at the Rock Hall.
Don't forget you can vote once a day, every day, between now and January 10th. Visit rockhall.com for more information.